Oh, what a lovely day. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Lovely Reviews. I'm your host, Adam. It has been a while since we did one of these, actually, almost a year. But we're coming back. We're coming back with the latest movie in the MCU, Captain Marvel. We're going to review that for you today. I feel like a lot of people, when they talk about movies, it's so easy to say, I liked it, but then they talk so much about what they didn't like, and that's very easy to do, but I'm going to try my best to talk more about what I did like about the movie. So we're going to talk about things I didn't like in the beginning, and then the last 75% of the show is going to be, everything that I did like. So overall, good movie, great movie. My expectations going in weren't very high, truth be told. Marvel movies now, everyone expects them to be these top tier, and for some reason I never vibed with any of the trailers. Being an avid reader and know way too much about comic books, I know about Carol, I know about her story, and just what was seeing, I wasn't really vibing with. I was really excited to see Kree and Skrulls. We've seen Kree in other movies and TV, but the Skrulls, because they're amazing, awesome characters. And some other stuff, Marvel, who we'll get to that later. Obviously, Sam Jackson, young Sam Jackson, awesome. So we'll go ahead and start about what I didn't like. Let me think. Well, overall, Brie Larson, I thought nailed it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool way to do that Marvel hero where, yeah, they're fun, they're snarky, but she felt different. She kind of felt like you put Tony to get together with Cap. Like, that is kind of how it felt to me. You put RDJ and Chris Evans together, and you kind of that's how you get your Captain Marvel, where she is by the book. She's going to do the right thing every time, but she's also really sarcastic and witty. However, I felt some of her sarcasm didn't land. I don't know if that was the writing or just the performance, but in some cases I felt as though when she was saying, fun lines towards Fury or towards others, it just didn't really click, or it just wasn't funny to me. Not to say that the movie isn't funny, because there were some really, really great moments, most of which came with the cat Goose, or should I say Flurgan. The other thing that I wasn't too fond of is, here's one thing actually. End of the movie, so spoilers this entire review, by the way. End of the movie, when she's falling from space, she had just busted out of that Kree warship, and she hadn't learned how to fly yet, or hadn't channeled that power yet. And there's that falling, where there's that she's free falling, and then that animation in the back of, the Earth getting closer and closer to her. I thought it looked horrendous, and it was distractingly bad. Other effects in the movie were good. I thought the Skrulls looked actually a lot better than I thought they would. You can never really tell in Entertainment Weekly pictures how good something is going to look until it's in motion. Same with the suit. I was never sold on the suit, but man, it looked awesome. I hope in the future she does get the sash. I think that would just be a really nice touch. Kind of complete the look. Other bad stuff, not much that I can really think of. Overall, not a lot of cons. Ooh, I do have one thing, and this is kind of weird coming from a male, but going into the movie, I felt like it was set up so much to be a women's empowerment film, and I'm a feminist, and that's something I believe in. It's something that I loved about Wonder Woman, is it made you care about this female character, not because she was female, but because she was cool, because she was going forward, she was being the badass that she was. Similar to Black Panther, where Black Panther's a role model for these black kids all over America, all over the world. Wonder Woman is a role model for all these girls and boys all over the world. And any superhero can be a role model, but I never got the vibe that this was about women empowerment. They throw some stuff in there, like when No Doubt comes on at the end, and it's supposed to be but it kind of just felt shoehorned in, hey, she's a girl, and obviously, they have her getting bullied in the army and stuff, and that's cool, but I didn't feel like they touched on it enough for it to really convey that message. But then again, she's also incredibly badass, especially there at the end when she goes Super Saiyan and just toasts her entire like Kree comrades. So that's about all that I have wrong. There might be some more stuff that come up later, but overall, I want to talk about cool stuff. It took me a while to get into the movie. I think that unlike Wonder Woman, comparing the two, Wonder Woman had such a strong first and second act, and then the third act was just weak and kind of felt like it didn't know what it really wanted to be. I think it's the opposite here. I think the first act of this movie is not good, honestly. It's not great. And then that second and third act, when she gets to Earth, a little bit after she gets to Earth, it really starts to pick up steam and heads off in the right direction. The beginning is cool. You know, it's cool to see Hala. It's cool to see this new side of space that we haven't seen really. Like, we've seen Guardians, but they are in space. You never really get to go on the ground level of another planet. So I thought that was interesting to see the Kree homeworld and see really what they're about. And her Space Force team gave me so many like Halo vibes when they were on that planet trying to rescue the I don't remember the aliens' names, but when they're trying to find their informant and the sniper like field, it looked like a Halo sniper from Halo 3 or something. But you know, that was really cool, and that whole reveal, like, oh, they were all Skrulls, like, oh my god, you know, as a huge comic book fan, like, I'm in love with that because everybody's a Skrull. You never know who can you trust. And then, you know, jumping from that, she gets captured, and this was the first time in the movie that I was like, oh, okay. When the Skrulls are going through her memories, and you know, they're just kind of jagged memories because she doesn't know what's going on, and she's in the space, and they're like, wait, focusing on the number, and it shows it, and you know, she gets ejected from the scene. It's like, wait, no, go back, and it like bang, it pops back in, and I was like, oh, that's really cool editing. That's really cool way to kind of be like, oh, what's going on here? Like, what is this girl's origin story? And you know, we go from that. That's a great scene of her in the hallway, kicking Skrull ass, beating them all up. I loved how they all looked different. When that big one came up, I was like, the boy could be a super Skrull one day. You know, he probably won't. That'll never happen because of, obviously, the Skrulls are not evil yet. Hopefully. And I thought that was really cool. Great little part where like she goes back and gets her boots or whatever. Let's see what happened next. She crashes. Awesome. I loved the introduction of Sam Jackson, Nick Fury, and Coulson. You know, there's not many characters in movies, but when you see Coulson, you just can't help but smile. He's just, he's such a wholesome character, and I didn't think there was too much of him, and I didn't think there was not enough of him. Like, I thought it was about the perfect amount of Coulson in this movie, because when you heard he was in it, I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, if Fury is so low on the totem pole, how low is Coulson going to be? But no, I thought that was really cool what they did with him. I thought Fury was almost the most Fury that he's been. Like, he's just so snarky, and like when he meets her at the telephone booth, oh god, it was great. And then we go to whatever. We're just gonna jump around in the story and talk about stuff that I like. Loved the everyone calls you Fury. And it's like, yeah, it's like your friend Fury, your mom Fury. What do you call your mom? Fury. I thought that was great, and then that had such an awesome payoff later with Talos, where he's like, thanks, Nicholas, and you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, like I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a really cool payoff to a pretty fun joke. Great when they meet, and how do I know you're not a Skrull? She blows up the thing. It's like, how does that help me know that you're not a Skrull? Awesome. So cool. We're just gonna jump around. Not gonna go through the whole plot. I haven't really decided if I like the Mar-Vell twist or not. You know, Mar-Vell was Captain Marvel. He was a superhero long before Carol Danvers showed up, and you know, everyone going into the movie thought that was gonna be Judd Apatow. I think pretty early on you could tell it wasn't gonna be him. I don't remember what his name was. But I thought it was a cool twist. You know, this is the MCU. Expect the unexpected. Everything you know is is not what it seems. Scene with the scroll twist, that was honestly a crazy twist. I was talking to my dad going into the movie beforehand, and I was telling him, like, Secret Invasion could be cool, but I don't think that's something you can do in the MCU that lasts a whole phase. I think it has to be a part 1, part 2 type movie, like Endgame and Infinity War. I don't think you could do that, because then it's just like, oh, but Cap's been a Skrull the whole time. Spider-Man's been a Skrull the whole time. Like, it kind of makes movies obsolete. So I'm glad that we probably aren't going to get that. And I thought the Skrulls got what they deserved. I thought the filmmakers brought justice to that character. I thought that was really cool, because going in, I think if you're a comic fan, you knew the Kree were going to be good. The Kree were never good. So that twist was expected, but not necessarily the double twist where the Skrulls are not necessarily good guys, but refugees. They're on the run. They're fighting for their lives. That was really cool. I really liked Goose, obviously. I'm a cat person, so you give me a cat that can eat people, I'm pretty tempted to get me one of them Flurkins. I'll tell you what, I get an orange tabby in the future, I'm naming him Goose, and there's not even going to be a debate about it. Great payoffs, great characters. Let's see, what else can we talk about that I liked? Ooh, the Tesseract reveal. Oh, awesome. You're going in this, and it's like, how can they make this movie tie into the others? It's, oh, she got her powers from the freaking Tesseract. Like, I thought that was so awesome. And, just great. And it kind of explains how it got back to Fury, which they didn't really need to do, because Howard found it at the end of First Avenger. But it was great. It was really cool to be like, oh, this is how Fury got it. Ooh, side note. Put a pin in that convo. We're going to come over here to the side. Not a huge fan that's the way Fury lost his eye. Not going to lie. Should have been more badass. I like that they make a joke about that it wasn't like, oh, you're telling me a Kree burned it out of your skull? And he's like, I'm not going to deny or confirm that. Like, that's funny, but no, come on, guys. You could have done something a little bit better with it. And I thought she was a cool character, and when she finally figures out who she is, she's with what was her name, Maria, that was her friend. She finally figures out who she really is. That's when I thought she as a character really came a whole, and I could really get behind her. It's like, okay, this is who this character is going to be. The tail end where Judd Apatow is like, fight me with your fist, prove to me, and she blasts him. Super predictable, but still really cool, and that shows you who that character is going to be for the future. She's not going to, what do I have to prove to you? Which is honestly a perfect point. A lot of the movie, a lot of the jokes fell flat, personally. But, if you can get 75% of your jokes to land, that's all you really need. I'm not going into this thinking it's going to be Guardians comedy, Ant-Man comedy. So they worked. I'll probably come back to some other stuff once I think about it, but I also want to talk about some Easter egg stuff. There weren't a lot that I saw. However, there were two that I thought were really cool. Obviously, the Stan Lee pin. The beginning of the movie with the Marvel opening credits is Greg Miller from Kind of Funny calls it I got red in my ledger credits. What I think about every time I see it. And that first thing Stan, and that second thing Stan, and then it clicks, and you're just like, oh my God, and I just start crying. And I look over, and I can just tell that my dad's starting to cry, because we're fucking crybabies. and God, that was, what a great tribute, and I hope that that's in the beginning of Endgame as well. And Spider-Man, it'll probably be in all three. But go back, the Stan Lee cameo, what an awesome cameo where he's reading the Mallrat script, because Kevin Smith posted about it today. Kevin Smith cries about everything, but he's going to cry about this. He's confirmed to be in the MCU out there. And, that's just awesome. Excelsior. Oh, great. And then another Easter egg that I was super fond of actually was when Maria's kid, I can't remember her name. She'll come on to be Photon in the future, I'm 90% sure. when she's changing her colors, and that last color she gets on before she turns into the Air Force colors is the classic green and white scroll outfit. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of my water. Refreshing. That scroll outfit, I thought, or Kree color scheme, really cool. Just cool touches like that, you know. That's what I love about Marvel movies, is they really reward the hardcore fans with just little things. Obviously, like OG Quinjet, just cool, you know, just cool stuff. And what else do we have? Was actually really surprised that Talos didn't die. I was prepared for him to bite it, especially when he got shot. Was kind of surprised no one really dies in the movie, which was interesting. Wanted to touch on Ronan a little bit. It was cool, but it almost felt forced. Like, someone came up with the idea and they were like, oh, that's dope. And then they couldn't really figure out a way to put him into the movie to mean anything. But they just shoehorned him in anyway. And obviously, you know, him looking different because he hadn't gone full crazy yet. It kind of just was like, all right, who is this? Like, it's just Lee Pace and blue makeup, which was fine. It's still cool, you know, this intertwined universe that Marvel has built up over the last, 11 years. Insane. I guess that's about that. We'll go into end credits. Cat scene, obviously hilarious. Big cat guy. You know how many hairballs I've had to clean up? Not a lot, because when I was a kid, I usually made my mom or dad do it, because I don't want to clean that up. But I'll tell you one thing. I got a cat. He pukes up an Infinity Stone. Whew. That's pretty dope. And then, obviously, the end game credit scene. Oh my freaking God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Going into this movie, I was like, end credit scene is going to be, you know, all these movies, you just try to guess what all the end credit scenes are going to be. You know, I'm almost more excited for the end credit scene of this movie than I was the actual movie. And it did not disappoint. You know, going into it, I was convinced it was just going to be her in space and the beeper was going to go off and she's going to be like, phew, go off to Earth, or see her like going into Earth, or see her floating above the Avengers compound. Those were like the three things that I thought were a possibility. So the fact that we got pretty much a 1.5, 2 minute scene of the movie was just, oh my gosh, incredible. You know, it's awesome because you see how devoted the Avengers are to fixing what happened. It's just like, Black Widow knows. She knows. I want to meet who's on the other side of that. Turns around. Where's Fury? Gosh, awesome. Loved how she had a different hairstyle. Her hair seemed longer and maybe not as like puffy. So I don't know if she maybe had just gotten out of a fight. You know, she's out there ending the war. So we don't really know where she was beforehand. But gosh, like if I wasn't already hyped enough for Endgame, it's insane. Watching it, I was almost like, I don't want to see anymore. Like, stop, you know. But I can't wait to see what comes next in Endgame, which is only like a month away. Oh my God, are you kidding me? That end credit scene, calling it now, Fantastic Four. It's not going to be Fantastic Four. It's Galactus. Not going to be Galactus either. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll have to wait to find out. So, you know, overall, I really do like the movie a lot. I've only seen it once. I need to see it again to have full, like, where I would put it on my MCU list. I would put it at a high mid-tier. So, like, ballpark, I'd probably put it between 11 and 13. I think it would be better than Ant-Man. Be better than Doctor Strange, maybe. Ooh, it kind of gets tough. It's in that Ant-Man, Doctor Strange area for me. But overall, really enjoyed it. I'm not going to put a point scale on it, because I don't think I like that. I think I'm just going to say if you should see it or not. And honestly, yeah, see it. I think it's cool because it's almost a standalone Marvel movie. You don't really need to know other Marvel stuff to enjoy this. It just pays off so much other things. You know, Fury being in it, Tesseract being in it. Obviously, you get to see the birth of the Avenger name, which is pretty cool, actually. Other than that, that about wraps it up for this episode of Lovely Reviews Captain Marvel. If you like it, let me know what you think. If you don't like it, let me know what I need to change. I think I'm going to start doing these more regularly with movies that come out, maybe some TV shows, maybe a little Game of Thrones, you know what I'm saying? And if not, then I will definitely see you guys in a month when Endgame comes out. So if you like it, let me know what you think. If you don't like it, let me know what I need to change. This has been Adam Love. You can follow me on Twitter at 704_Adam. Facebook, Adam Love. Snapchat, Year of Batman. Probably should get a new Snapchat. Wish you could change your name, but you can't. Anyway, guys, that's been it for this episode. And as always, it's been a lovely day.